It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the Only the Challenge podcast. My name is Jake Scheidel. Each week I ask my best friend, Thomas Powell, if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how's it going today?
I appreciate the intro tweak.
Thanks.
This is the only Survivor podcast about the challenge, so...
I mean, it is true. You don't see, what's his name? I almost said it. You don't see what's his name talking about the challenge. They do have a challenge podcast on that network, but we don't listen to it, so it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Jake, I have a dream that one day they'll be able to shoot Survivor again. But until then, we gotta watch the challenge.
Yeah. Big news. It's looking like they're going to start shooting again in April in Fiji.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
From the article I read, it sounds like the Fijian government has relaxed some requirements for the Survivor cast and crew so that they can film there. So it'll be back soon. In the meantime, yeah.
Oh, no, you can keep going. I was just trying to do bants, but I mean, if you're gonna step all over it, then you might as well keep going.
No, Thomas, if you had something to say, please, go ahead.
No,
I don't want to step on your toes. I don't want to step on your punchlines.
Time has passed, Jake.
Anyway,
we'll get him next time.
Until Survivor comes back, we are required to watch the challenge by law. So, Thomas, did you watch the challenge Doule Agents last night?
Hey, Authority. Picture of Kid Rock flipping someone off. Yes, I did. I did not rebel. I watched it.
Good. Remember when Kid Rock did that?
Posted the tweet, one of the greatest tweets of all time, with just "Hey, Authority," and it's a picture of him flipping the camera off.
Has he said anything about losing tens of thousands of followers? I feel like I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't really keep track of his Twitter other than the one tweet.
The one perfect tweet he made.
Because I got so scared, I was like, can he say that?
That's up there. That's me screaming at Knott's Berry Farm.
I'm too much of a pussy. Too much of a pussy to read his tweets.
Yeah. Well, I saw a tweet of Kid Rock's where he was wearing a mask that said "censored" on it.
What?
I know.
Oh, just like the Congress lady who was saying this while she was in a session of Congress being broadcast on television.
Yep. Look, it's tough to get on TV. Okay, the Congress, they didn't even come up with an episode title for this impeachment. This is the second one. You can't just call it Pilot Part 2. What are you, lost?
These things aren't going to work if you don't, are they even syncing their audio? Like, it's ridiculous.
Oh my God. I have one of the segments on my graph that I write out.
They don't even have a boilerplate review for Congress. That's why their approval rating is so low, because they don't demand 5 stars.
Thomas, can you give Congress the boilerplate review if we did, in fact, have a 5-star Congress?
This is my favorite Congress. I like it better than all of the other Congress. I give it a big thumbs up.
Oh, man. What if we could say that? Instead, all we can say is this week's episode of the Challenge Doule Agents was called Skyfall, which, that's just the name of a James Bond movie, I'm pretty sure.
But you know what? We will stand tall in spite of the name Skyfall.
We'll stand tall in spite of Skyfall.
You know, like the song?
Oh, yeah, is that the song from Skyfall?
Yeah, the Paul F. Tompkins song Skyfall, as made famous by Adele.
Of course, yes. I can't tell you the last James Bond movie I watched. I think the one with Halle Berry.
I watched one scene. The last one that I actually watched was Skyfall, but I watched the scene where Batista beats up James Bond in Spectre, and I'm told that that's by far the best scene in the movie. So
that might be the best scene in the 50-year franchise.
It's Big Dave wearing a 3-piece suit beating the shit out of Daniel Craig. It's great.
Yeah, I'm not
on a train, no less. He's on a train and he throws him through a compartment wall.
There's literally nothing I don't like about that.
Yeah, it sounds great, right? Speaking of movies that were take place on a train, I watched the movie Under Siege 2: The Dark Territory yesterday. This is the sequel to the Steven Seagal movie Under Siege.
Sure.
And the end credit has a song that was written and produced by Steven Seagal that is like a weird gospel song about that has a metaphor that involves a train. Just one of the fun little things that's in that movie. Eric Bogosian from Succession and Uncut Gems is the bad guy in it. He's very good.
Okay.
And then the guy that played Big Ed on Twin Peaks is Heavy.
Sure.
And he has platinum blonde hair.
I love it.
It rules. Like it's unironically really good. Jonathan Banks from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul is just in it. He's just like one of the bad guys in it. And one of the bad guys in it is the guy, the bad guy from The Mask?
Sure.
The guy that eventually puts on the mask and becomes Evil Mask.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess. I haven't watched The Mask in a long time, but yeah.
That guy is also one of the random henchmen in it.
Okay.
And then it has like a 16-year-old Katherine Heigl in it as his niece. And apparently he sexually harassed her on the set, so that's not great. But the rest of the movie, terrific.
I watched a movie last night called The Children. I was asked, do you like horror movies? And I said, if they're good. And then we watched The Children. And
was it good?
No.
Oh, so then it didn't meet your criteria then.
No, but I was just like, well, I guess this is the movie that's on. So
you know what you should have watched?
The Under Siege
Under
movie.
Siege 2.
Yeah, probably. Something tells me...
There's a scene where two trains crash into each other, and Steven Seagal has to run to get out and jump off the trains while they're crashing together, and there's a really bad rear projection green screen shot where it looks like he's jogging about at half speed away from it, very leisurely too.
Yeah.
What can only be described as a leisurely jog away. He looks completely unconcerned that he's on a train that's going to fall into a river.
That sounds great. Instead,
There's a lot of Steven Seagal running on trains. There's a lot of him running on top of a train and then peeking down through the skylight windows and seeing someone get killed and going, God damn it, and then just continuing to run through the train.
See, that all sounds great.
There's a point where someone gets thrown off the train outside of it right when they're crossing a bridge, so they fall into a river onto some rocks, and right when they hit the water, it cuts to Steven Seagal on top of the train looking at it, and he just goes, oh, damn it, and it's a super close-up.
In The Children, some kids get sick with a virus that makes them want to kill adults.
Okay.
So it's a lot of just it's
one of those movies where it's wouldn't it be scary if a kid had a knife?
Yeah, and then they stab a bunch of adults, and
Pet Cemetery already did it.
It's really
Can't
funny.
Scare me with this. I've seen it. I saw Pet Cemetery when he cuts his grandpa's Achilles tendon. It's gross.
Yeah, it's a lot of just murdering children, which is a little hard to watch the first time or two they do it. But it does get very funny by the end. So I will say, The Children from 2008, good movie. I would recommend watching it to the end. The payoff is so much fun. Anyway, what did you think of Skyfall as an episode title of this movie, of this episode?
Fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a spy thing.
Yeah, more like Spyfall.
Jake, how mad were you when... right off the bat on this episode, boom, Talking Head song. I was excited, but I was like, damn it, I already missed.
I know. I was like, how did we not guess that?
That's how basically I feel about every song choice that they do in this show. I should have guessed that.
They all seem so obvious, and every week we're like, what's an artist from the 80s?
Later in the episode, let me tell you, I don't think I've been more excited for a song that they played on this show than Tell It to My Heart by Taylor Dane. And I
Thomas.
also, there's no reason I should have guessed Taylor Dane, but as soon as it played, I was like, I feel like I knew in my heart that this was going to play, and I was very disappointed that I didn't say Taylor Dane.
It fit perfectly. It was
so
fucking
great. That song also banger. What a terrific song.
Great song. So the episode starts with Corey chewing out Fessy in their outdoor gym. I'll be honest, if I was a jock who liked lifting weights and things, I would love this outdoor gym area. It looks so fun. Yeah.
There has got to be a way burning down the outdoor gym.
Burning down the outdoor gym? The Talking Head song? Yeah. the gym. In the outside of the house.
That's right. I'm gonna yell at Fessy.
That's what Josh was saying to himself before he involved himself in the fight, because of course he did, because Josh needs camera time. Because look, he's not going to get asked back.
To be fair, Corey
prowess.
did actually mention, he was like, Josh was yelling at you that he wanted to be in.
Yeah. I did appreciate that they cut back to it, and I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm on Josh's side in this argument.
Yeah, Josh is in the right here. Fessy has no leg to stand on.
God, Fessy, man, he really fucked up. Last season, people thought Fessy was boring, and his nickname in Big Brother was apparently Messy Fessy, and he's really lived up to it this season.
Yeah, no kidding.
He was like, oh, you want to see me get messy? All right. Big T forms an alliance with the Rookie Girls. I read a review of this episode. I don't regularly read reviews. I was trying to figure out what the waterfall was that they did it on. But anyway, they called Big T the captain of this Rookie Girl alliance, which I really like. Because Big T is not a rookie.
Of the itty bitty committee.
The itty bitty small committee. Great alliance name. They're so good at coming up with alliance names on this show.
Yeah, I like that alliance a lot too. Like, I like everybody in it. I've come. I mean, not that I didn't like Gabby, but like I went from being kind of indifferent to Gabby to liking her. Like, I think she's an enjoyable part of the show. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's all you can ask for with a rookie, because who knows if they're going to be back. There's so many. I love one of my favorite like little mini games I play for myself is who's never coming back.
Yep. Who you got there right now? I would say the guy from America's Got Talent is probably never coming back.
Well, that's what I'm not sure about, because that was my initial instinct. But from what I've heard, everyone really likes him, and he did kind of make a name for himself on the show. So
okay, so maybe like
Nietzsche.
Maybe Nietzsche's the
one
that's not coming back.
Maybe Nietzsche is not coming back. I feel like somebody from the itty bitty small committee, at least one of them, is not coming back.
Sure.
There's 5 people in that alliance, I think. Can you name all of them?
Gabby, Big T, is it Amber M?
Yeah.
Boy, who else is in there?
Other Amber. Both Ambers, I think.
Both Ambers are in there. I was trying to remember whether they both were. And then there's one more British girl, isn't there?
Yeah, you said Gabby already, right?
I did. I said Gabby and Big T.
Gabby, Big T, Amber. Yeah, and then there's a 5th member, I guess. That's
probably who's not coming back.
Yeah. I don't know. They haven't really gotten much screen time, but if Big T keeps doing what she's doing this season, this might be a force to be reckoned with. Look, it took the Team Young Buck like 5 seasons to become credible. So I'm just saying, itty bitty small committee. Looking forward to the future with them. Big T wants to see Tori face Anissa in the crater.
Smart.
At the mission, Natalie is announced to have to leave the game for a personal matter. So TJ triggers a security breach and brings back Ashley. And you were saying you didn't appreciate that she was coming back because she'd already been eliminated. But I love it. I love Ashley. I was upset that she was the first out.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, I wish that Natalie just wasn't leaving, I think. Yeah. You know?
But she had to.
Clearly had some family. She's had family issues going on, right?
Personal matter.
Some sort of personal matter?
Yeah. They didn't get into it. But she did have an interview with some magazine after the episode. She found out she was pregnant while in the house and was like, well, can't do this anymore.
Time to go.
Yeah. And then she got home and had a miscarriage. So.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. Yep. It sucks. But I did like that TJ was like, well, I'm sure we'll see you again. Yeah. I always like when the opposite game of the other game is who is definitely coming back from the rookies, and Natalie's definitely coming back.
Yeah, like she's already like a high level player, like from day one.
I mean, she was the only female competitor with a gold skull for the first, 6 episodes of this season?
Yeah, and then wasn't targeted by anyone after that.
Yeah. Corey and Ashley are the newest pair in the game, but really, when you think about it, they're the oldest pair in the game, because remember, they were partners on Rivals 3 5 years ago.
Yep.
So that's an advantage. They have to hold on to their partner over the waterfall for as long as possible. What did you think of this challenge?
This was a terrific challenge.
So
This was
fun,
very,
right?
very good.
Would you participate in something like this?
Yes.
Hanging over the water or holding on to somebody? Which would you rather do?
Hanging over the water.
Definitely. Bungee jumping looks really fun, to be honest.
Yeah, like, that's the thing, is eventually you're just gonna bungee off of it. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, it's scary because, like, you're gonna be in the mindset that you're just gonna fall, but, like, no, it'd be cool. I'd be
but
into
you're
it.
not. Yeah, that sounds so fun. Exhilarating. I want more exhilaration in my life. I've been living at home for a whole year. Barely going outside. Let me go bungee jumping, TJ. Stop bogarting the bungee cords.
Yeah,
bungee
come on
cords? Bungee cords. Okay. Jay
Stop
and
Gartin the Ungee.
Stop Gartin the Ungee. Love it. Yes. Jay and Teresa win the first heat. There's a TJ for you. TJ Lavin, TJ, Teresa and Jay. You know?
It's a good point. Makes you think.
Yeah. Big T and CT win the second heat, and they win the whole challenge overall by 5 seconds. This was great. I love the story of Big CT this episode. I really liked when CT told Big T to show TJ her mean face.
Yeah.
That's great. That was great.
It's great. They're I texted you while I was watching this, and I said that I'm all in on them as a team. They're just great. Like, the dynamic is perfect. You can tell that they really like playing with each other. Like, they're both entertaining for all the right reasons. Like, it's just great. They got great chemistry. It's all good.
They're perfect. They're perfect for each other. I loved how CT told Big T to make her mean face 3 different times, and you could see the confidence in her each time build. It's like, this is... I'm going to be really sad if Big T ever is eliminated. I hope she isn't, but it's gonna be brutal if she doesn't win, because this is really her season so far.
Absolutely.
Back in the house, CT gives Big T the reins on their political game. I think very smart move by CT.
Yeah, that's the thing, is they can just divide, like, stuff evenly. Like, Big T's the brains, CT's the brawn, and CT can, like,
But
CT's
who's
very
the
good
beauty?
at, like...
They're both the beauty, let's be honest.
But CT's also very good at, like, stabilizing social relations. He doesn't really get into fights with people.
Not anymore.
Like, no, not anymore. That's the thing. He's, like, an elder statesman now, so he's, like, a very calming... So, like, if you're trying to scheme, he's a really good front to have.
And he's quiet. That's CT's whole thing. He's a quiet player. He doesn't give up much. Man, they're a great team. I'm so happy. Big T goes around the party putting plans in to vote Anissa in. Meanwhile, Tori is talking about wanting to take out a rookie. Tori has gotten a big villain edit this season, which is different.
She's just not playing, like... I don't think you need to antagonize... I guess normally the rookies are kind of disorganized, but, like, she underestimated them.
Yeah, and a lot of the times the rookies don't have a captain like Big T. So... That's the other thing. Big T, you mentioned CT as an elder statesman, and Big T is, like, coming into her own. So they're on opposite ends of the spectrum there, too. It's great. It's what Wes is always trying to do with rookies, but actually successful this time. It's great. CT, Big CT, great stuff. CT then lets Lolo know that he will help her get a gold skull. This just seemed like foreshadowing. It doesn't really end up being anything.
I want to see Lolo. I know that, like, most people aren't going to send her in because, like, Lolo, everyone seems to like Lolo and Nam. Like, no, they're not pissing anybody off. And I think nobody wants to go up against her, understandably, because she's an Olympic athlete.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't think anyone wants to go up against Nam either, because he's, like, a kind of a physical specimen. So.
Somebody's going to have to, though.
Him.
Yeah. How could you not like Nam? Every
He's the
episode with
best.
him, he's great. Deliberation, Gabby brings up the big versus little debate, and Tori tries to defend herself. I think Devin said something like the guilty party is always the one talking the most or something like that, and Tori's doing
Yep.
a lot of talking.
Can I tell you how much I love the way that Devin is playing this game?
Devin's
that
doing
Devin
great.
was just like, hey, Tori's a good partner, but if I get a chance to get her out, I'm gonna get her out. Like, it doesn't matter if we lose because it's a single game essentially. So like, I love that.
Yeah.
He's been fucking masterful this season.
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with him. Anissa,
It's like this is like what Johnny Bananas would be if he didn't suck. Like the idea of Johnny Bananas as a player works much better with Devin. Because he's not like, he's much more nuanced in the way that he does things.
Wow. Did you know that Johnny versus Devin was like a whole plot line for Devin's first two seasons?
Because of course, like, they have similar enough personalities and game styles that they were always going to clash.
Then why do we like Devin but not Johnny?
Because Devin's actually funny. That's literally it. Devin is entertaining, whereas Johnny is annoying.
Johnny, yeah, you're right. I will say, there are times that I'll laugh at something Johnny Bananas does, but it's very rare. But you're right.
Yeah, he's mostly annoying, whereas Devin is mostly entertaining.
Yeah, he's very smart with his jokes, whereas Johnny is often just mean.
Yep.
And also, Johnny Bananas, do you remember Amanda?
He's also just not funny. Like, that's the problem. He's not funny.
He's not funny.
Devin is actually funny. It's that simple.
Do you remember Amanda? I don't know if you ever saw a season with her, but she was on a few years ago, and on one of her seasons during a party, Johnny like led a charge to like tie her up with tape and like it was bad, and she was like screaming at them to stop, and then she quit the show over it. And
Yeah, like
Johnny
Devin
faced
doesn't do
no
stuff like that.
repercussions.
Devin just riles people up that are already mad at him.
Yeah, and then uses that against them.
Yeah. Like, the contrast between that and him just poking Josh this season is, like, enormous.
I mean, I'm not going to give Devin credit for poking Josh. It's, like, the easiest thing to do.
But he's so good at it. That's the thing, is he can keep it going forever.
Yeah, he's really good. So, Anissa and Leroy get voted into the crater by an overwhelming majority. But before we get down to the crater, we do have to talk about everyone's newest favorite segment, the Music Minute.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
Music Minute!
The music this week was Money Grabber by Fitz and the Tantrums, which they played when Ashley, Millionaire Mitchell...
Oh, yeah,
came in.
I don't know why that was on there.
Because Ashley... Here's the thing that the challenge does really well that I didn't realize until this week. They're very good at, like, pushing character traits. So Ashley's big thing, she stole the money from her partner one season that she won a few years ago. And that bumped her over the millionaire status. She's won over $1 million on the show now. So she's Ashley Millionaire Mitchell. So they played Money Grabber because she takes money, right? So... the joke is she's got a lot of money. Also, she comes from a rich family. It's like you don't watch the challenge universe, Thomas.
I know, it wasn't so much that, like, the theme of the song I think made sense. It was the fact that they did, like, a 2010 song when they've been doing 80s songs otherwise.
Well, apparently they couldn't think of a song about money that came from the 80s.
Yeah, there were no songs about money in the 1980s. The 80s, famous for not being an extremely, like, hyper-capitalist... materialist decade.
What song would you have played instead if you were the music man at MTV, The Challenge, for Ashley Millionaire Mitchell?
Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News.
Sure.
Don't need no credit card to ride this train.
We also got Tell It to My Heart by Taylor Dane.
Wonderful.
Great song. And finally, Burning Down the House by Talking Heads. First song they played. It was like they were
starting
mocking
the
the
episode
Music
off
Minute.
with it.
They were like, "Oh, you
Yeah.
want to talk about music? How's everyone's favorite song
Oh,
from the '80s?"
we haven't been playing enough new wave for you, huh? Here you go.
Here's some fucking new wave. This song has been described as new wave, pop rock, and funk.
It is all of those.
Sure.
I think new wave and funk are definitely the two primary genres involved.
Do you know when this song was released? How close can you get?
It was like 1982, wasn't it?
1983, July of 83.
It was 83, okay.
Yes. This was the first single off of their 5th album, and their only ever top 10 hit, peaking at number 9. It's funny that you mentioned wanting to burn down the outdoor gym, because in writing this song, before picking Burning Down the House, David Byrne would just sing nonsense syllables that fit until they figured out words that could actually be lyrics.
Makes sense.
Some other phrases he tried were, I have another body, pick it up by the handle, you travel with a double, and I'm still under construction. And at one point, instead of chanting, burning down the house, David Byrne chanted, foam rubber USA.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I love that.
Sure. Yeah, it's great.
That's like the famous thing with McCartney, where when he like writes songs, he'll use like weird, like just nonsense lyrics to get it. Whereas Yesterday was originally called Scrambled Eggs.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's great. I love Paul McCartney. Wishing You a Wonderful Christmas Time, whatever that song is called, was legit one of my favorite Christmas songs.
That's what the synths sound like on that.
I mean, yeah. I remember somebody saying, just because you can play all the notes doesn't mean you need to. But the thing is, it's Christmas and you can, so why don't you? That's my feeling.
I don't think that's a good song, and I will say that the synth at the beginning of it immediately makes me feel tired listening to it. Like, it just sucks all the energy out of the room. But I've come around to not hating that song. There's like a weird charm to it.
It really is charming. I put it on.
It's like a dopey charm.
Yeah,
it's such
exactly.
a fucking stupid song.
I put it on every Christmas song or every Christmas playlist I make, because at worst people are gonna be like, "Oh, this song's so stupid," and then they'll laugh about it. And then a few people will be like, I fucking love this song, and that's great.
Yeah, my version of that is the Wham version of Last Christmas, which is great.
It's a great song.
It's very good.
I love just like...
But some people don't like it. And they're wrong.
They're wrong. I love just like offbeat Christmas songs, Like, save your silver bells, save your red shoes. Give me like a song about being lonely at Christmas time. Carly Rae Jepsen's newest Christmas song, Hot Take, not great. Didn't love it.
Yeah, I wasn't that into it either.
But her cover of that Wham song.
I'm allowed to say that because I'm wearing a Carly Rae Jepsen shirt right now as we're recording.
Well, I own 2 Carly Rae Jepsen records, so I can say whatever I want. Physical albums, Thomas. I'm kind of like cool like that. I own pop music on...
Whoa, you got a real hipster here.
Oh,
This vinyl. Would you go pedal down to the record store on your fixie?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I did.
Wearing your stocking cap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And your skinny jeans.
That's exactly it. I rode my bike to the
sipping on a latte.
Yeah, got a latte. They said no mask, no service, and I said no service, no payment. And they said, okay, here's your frappuccino. And then I walked to the store, bought a record. They also were like, no mask, no service, and I said no service, no payment. And then I got a Carly Rae Jepsen record and a mask. They did give me a mask. They wouldn't let me shop without one. But I really needed that Carly Rae Jepsen record so I could have a hot take on her.
Jake, what do you think about speaking of fucking hipster shit? What do you think about Ariel Pink being at the Trump riot?
I don't think I think I'm the first to say more like Ariel stink.
Did you know that I never actually liked his music? So I knew this was going to happen because I didn't like his music.
Yeah, exactly.
My opinion on Ariel Pink is that it's not that it's a lie because Ariel's hair is red in The Little Mermaid. So I think he should have been canceled for that a long time ago. So this is long overdue.
Yeah.
Also, honestly, to be serious about this, it's been kind of out there that he's been a weird sex creep for years now. So this being the thing that takes him down is a little bittersweet, but he deserves it.
I I remember him being very popular, but I never really listened to his stuff.
I'm not gonna pretend I didn't like some of his music. Like Round and Round's a good song. But
Yeah.
he's big
Well,
creepo.
guess what? Because you liked an artist who's been canceled, you're also canceled now.
Yeah, I'm actually bad. I should have known
Yeah.
intuitively.
Yeah. That's like how none of us ever listened to a Michael Jackson song. So we're all good.
Yeah, Michael Jackson song's bad because he was a bad guy. Definitely
tried
not
to
something
warn
that's
us.
popular. Yeah, best of yeah. He literally made a song telling us. But
It's like,
some of
how did we
y'all
not see
aren't
the
ready
sermon?
for that conversation.
We're gonna come out with a new documentary all about how he tried to warn us that he was a pedo
Yeah,
creep.
Michael tried to warn y'all, like doing the Hillary tried to warn you. If Michael Jackson was still alive
Okay.
and had tweeted something, and someone did, you know, people do the this you when that's
Yeah.
like some sort of incriminating former tweet or something, but they just printed the lyrics to bad.
Fuck, they found me out.
Damn it!
Man, we really should have known. Big CT votes in Tori to face Anissa, and then they have to spill a bunch of bombs and toss the bombs at a wall. What did you think of this challenge?
This is weird. The
This
fact
was
that they had to
weird, right?
huck them behind their back, over their head, is kind of bizarre. I was into it though.
Yeah, I liked that it was different than a usual challenge, but it did seem a little convoluted.
Yeah, there were a lot of moving parts to this one.
Why not have... Whatever, it doesn't matter. So, Anissa wins, and now is the only woman qualified to run the final. It has been 12 years since Anissa has been to a final. So, good luck, Anissa.
She's getting a winner's edit, but I don't know how that functions on the challenge versus other shows.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Anissa always gets that kind of edit where it's like, this is her time, this is her shot.
Yeah, Anissa means business this time. She's running out of time. She's going to make the most of she's not throwing away her shot, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, it's the same edit Leroy is getting now. It's the same edit Nani gets when she comes back every 2 years. It's like, they always just miss it. It's like, I don't know, I don't trust that plot line anymore. But for real,
Anissa Xander Hamilton.
Great. I loved it. Anissa Xander Hamilton takes Fessy back. Casey Xander Hamilton takes Leroy back, which leaves Devin to be a rogue agent.
Which is just what he wants.
Yep.
You trying to trick the damn Joker. Not gonna work. Devin's trick.
Do you think Devin is kind of the Joker of this season of the challenge?
I think that Devin is definitely the Joker of this season of the challenge.
Do you think that Fessy is the Bane of this season of the challenge?
No.
Who is the Bane of this season of the challenge?
I think CT is the Bane of
CT's
this.
a good guy. CT, do you
Big
think...
T is Talia al Ghul.
Yeah, sure. Do you think TJ is the Alfred of this season of the challenge?
I think TJ is definitely the Alfred of this season and every season of the challenge.
Do you think Tori is kind of like the Catwoman?
I think Tori, honestly, when I was thinking I was going to make a joke about someone being Catwoman, I was like, my first thought was Tori, and I was like, I don't know if that fits, but sure, Tori.
No, Tori's more like the Poison Ivy. Who's Batman's girlfriend?
Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel McAdams. Who's the Rachel McAdams of this season of the challenge?
I'm going to say Lolo Jones is
Oh my god.
Rachel McAdams.
Yes,
of this
because
one.
she's always talking about how single she is. The only thing I know about Rachel McAdams is she was in The Notebook, which is a sappy love story, which is Lolo Jones.
Her and Ryan Gosling
life.
are always talking about how single they are in it.
What's the over-under on Nam proposing to Lolo at the reunion?
I'm going to put the odds at 1-1.
It's definitely happening. Okay, Thomas, last week you had 9 points. I also had 9 points. This was the week that one of us was going to pull ahead. You got a point for Leroy surviving, you got a point for Cam surviving, and you got a point for Fessy being chosen as the winner of the elimination. By the winner of the eliminations, I should say. So you're now at 12 points. I got a point for Jay surviving. I got a point for Big CT winning the elimination. So now I've got 11 points. Oh, so in my notes, it does say 9/11, never forget, okay?
It's true.
Yours, 9/12, also never forget.
Yeah. That's the day that you start never forgetting after you remember on 9/11.
Remember Glenn
So it's
Beck?
actually more important. 9/12 is actually more important. By the way, Jake, I think we need to go back to the spirit of 9/12.
That's what I'm saying. Glenn Beck's whole
Don't you
thing.
love that op-ed that gets written every few years of just like, we need to go back to when the country really came together to persecute Muslims?
Yeah. Let's make America great again.
We were all united in our extreme
Well,
racism
Thomas,
towards people that we thought looked like
America
terrorists.
has always been about unity, and that's why we need to reach out to these insurrectionists and find unity.
We need to
and
reach
harmony.
out to find a common enemy to take the rights away from us.
Thank you. Okay, who is winning the next mission?
Who indeed?
Who
Can any of us say, truly? I'm going to say that Nam and Lolo are due. I think they're going to win one.
It's got to happen one of these days. I'm going to say Jay and Teresa.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
There was a lot of Teresa in the preview for next week, and I don't know why that would be the case unless she wins. I don't know. I never know how this show works. Who's getting voted in by the cast?
I'm going to say Fessy and Anissa get voted. Well, Fessy's already got a gold skull, so that would be a good reason for someone to put him in there.
Yeah.
Because he can't gain anything from it. So yeah, I'm going to say Fessy and Anissa.
Fessy and Anissa, yeah. Somebody's going to try to take Fessy's gold skull. I think that's...
Does that happen if you beat them?
I believe that's how it would
I guess
work.
you just are awarded one and they're eliminated. So
Yeah, and then that gold skull is back up for grabs, because remember, there's only 10.
Oh, right.
So we have to keep track of who's got what. What did we just say? Who's getting voted in?
Yes.
Okay. I hate to say it, but I think it's Big CT.
Okay.
Who is going home?
I'm going to say somebody beats Fessy.
I'm going to say it's Michi.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sorry, Michi. The only thing I know of Michi is that he nearly froze to death in that one challenge.
That's true. Not a great track record so far.
Not looking great for him. Who is being chosen by the elimination winner as their new agent? Or will they stay with their agent?
I guess it would be somebody who would be winning. I guess I didn't. I only picked somebody to get voted in. I didn't pick somebody that was chosen by the Doule Agents.
Who?
I'm gonna say. Well, I'll say that Nam sends himself in, and I'll say Nam chooses to stay with Lolo.
That's cute. I'm going to say that the winner... I'm going to say everybody sticks with their own partner. Okay, what artist is being played? We missed the most obvious new wave artist, somehow, 3 weeks into this segment, but whatever.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel dumb about that.
Yeah.
Jake, I'm gonna call my shot. I probably won't be right,
Okay.
but I'm just feeling that they're gonna play the song "Institutionalized" by Suicidal Tendencies.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to say Huey Lewis in the News.
Sure.
You said that earlier, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
That would be great. I would love it if they played it Back in Time off of the Back to the Future soundtrack.
Mm-hmm. Always good. Thomas, what's your Twitter for people to follow you?
You can follow me at Tom Not Tom. Mostly talking about the Detroit Pistons these days. They're not good, but I'm watching a lot of their basketball games.
They had a pretty good game last night, and they're going to win.
They did. They won by
again.
20 points. Very exciting. Jeremy Grant is a good player.
Very impressive.
Jeremy, don't call me Hugh Grant.
Yeah, great.
It's his nickname.
You can follow us on Twitter at DYWSLN. You can follow me at Jake Scheidel, or on Instagram, we're at The Only Survivor Podcast. What is the 5-star Apple Podcast review that people need to give, Thomas? If you want to keep listening to this program, you got to leave a review. That's the new rules. Bill Maher.
Jake, we're lunch pail, scrappy, going to work, put the hard hat on, got a boxed lunch, blue collar kind of podcast.
No.
And so we will only accept 5 stars for the amount of grind that we do.
Look, you always gotta never stop.
Jake, I want everyone to give me 1-star reviews because it'll motivate me to grind harder.
No.
But no. Yeah.
Don't do
No,
that.
only give us 5-star reviews. The review that you must leave is, "This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all of the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up."
Beautiful. All right. Well, with that, it's time to say once again, have a great quarantine.
Deuces.
I lay awake at night, false lover, just so trouble. It's hard to keep a job, laid off, I'm having double trouble. But hey, yeah.
Best episode of the season so far.
I agree. There wasn't really anything I didn't like about it.
Yeah. Not too much Josh, so that was nice.
No, just enough Josh.
Just enough Josh. That's the Josh spinoff of Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
Just enough Josh. Oh, do you want to hear my rendition of the Drake and Josh theme?
Okay.
I was humming this to myself the other day, and I was like, I gotta sing this for Thomas. Oh, wait, how did it go? Okay. It's Drake and Josh, it's Drake and Josh. When you open up your eyes, it's Drake and it's Josh. Cause when it's Drake and Josh, it's Drake and Josh. Ooh.
Drake and Josh.
Cause when it's Drake and Josh, it's Drake and Josh. Ooh.
Drake and Josh.
Cause when it's Drake and Josh, and Drake and Josh. Ooh. It's Drake and Josh.
So just
Don't
turn
forget
around.
Megan. Did you stop?
You have to have the so just turn around in there so that they can turn around to it at the same time in the credits.
But that's what it's all leading up to, Thomas. I feel like you stepped on the punchline. Whatever. If you missed it,
I thought that's where it
it's
was
on
in the
you.
song.
That is where it was in the song, but I changed the words. I'm like
Okay,
a weird
yeah, but-
I'm like a Weird Al for the Dan Schneider show.
But then you took the funniest part of the song out.
But then it's the funniest part of the new rendition. It's like Weird
No, it's
Al.
not. That's not how Weird Al works at all.
He takes the funniest parts and he makes them funnier. What are you talking about? Poodle hat, what's funnier than a poodle that's a hat? Hats are
a good
already
question.
funny, but what if they were a poodle?
Science has yet to determine anything funnier.
Okay. Hey, welcome to Did You Watch
Sorry, Jake,
Survivor
and
Live?
we believe in science. We believe in science in this house.
On this podcast, we believe in science. Okay,
All right, you can do the intro now.
thanks. Hooray! We did it!